Hello everyone, welcome back to our weekly market analysis video with me, Frankie, your market analyst at Markets4U. In today's video, we'll be looking at the key economic events and data releases from June 30th to July 4th, 2025. I've already set up my screen to display the economic calendar from the traders room at Markets4U. I've set the dates from June 30th to July 4th, covering this week's important events in GMT. Please remember to adjust to your respective time zones. Let's dive into this week's events. Monday starts with US Chicago PMI and Dallas Fed Manufacturing Index, followed by New Zealand building permits and Japanese tank and business sentiment surveys. Tuesday brings Japanese consumer confidence, Swiss retail sales, Eurozone inflation flash estimates, and US JOLTS job openings and ISM manufacturing PMI. Wednesday features Australian building permits and retail sales, Eurozone unemployment rate, and US ADP employment change. Thursday is the highlight of the week with Australian trade balance, Swiss inflation data, and the all-important US Nonfarm Payrolls report, along with unemployment rate and average hourly earnings. We'll also see Canadian trade balance, US ISM services PMI, and Japanese household spending data. Friday concludes with Swiss unemployment rate and Eurozone producer price index data. This week's key market-moving events will be Thursday's US non-farm payrolls report and Wednesday's US ADP employment change. These employment-related releases should create significant opportunities across major pairs, particularly given current market focus on labor market conditions. Now, let's go to the technical analysis. This week, we'll focus on the US dollar index and gold, XAU/USD, as both instruments show compelling technical setups and will be highly sensitive to the upcoming US employment data. Let's start with the US dollar index. Looking at the daily chart, the dollar index is currently trading around 96.83, showing a clear downtrend and trading below the 20-day moving average, the red line, which is acting as dynamic resistance. The index has been under significant pressure and appears to be testing key support levels. Looking at important levels, the dollar index has support at 95.68 and 94.75, while resistance can be found at 97.85 and 98.80. The price is currently approaching the first support level, with the stochastic oscillator in oversold territory, suggesting potential for a bounce. Thursday's non-farm payrolls report will be crucial for the dollar index direction. Market expectations are for 100,000 new jobs in June, down from 139,000 in the previous month. Any significant deviation from expectations could trigger substantial movement in the index. Now, let's turn to gold, XAU/USD. On the daily chart, gold is currently trading around 3,274.92, showing signs of consolidation after recent volatility. The precious metal is trading below the 20-day moving average, the red line, which could act as dynamic resistance. Looking at important levels, gold has support at 3,199.64 and 3,118.54, while resistance stands at 3,355.59 and 3,436.68. The price is currently in a sideways pattern, with the stochastic oscillator showing potential for movement near the oversold territory. Gold will be particularly sensitive to Thursday's US employment data and any signals about future Federal Reserve policy. Weaker than expected employment figures could support gold prices, while stronger data might put pressure on the precious metal. Tuesday's Eurozone inflation data and Wednesday's ADP employment change could provide early directional cues. Both instruments could see considerable volatility this week. Traders should be particularly cautious during Thursday's US employment releases, as these events can cause sudden movements and potential technical breakouts in either direction. Remember, always manage your risk carefully and never invest more than you can afford to lose. That's it for this week's analysis. See you in the next video.